Nico, what are we doing?
Mr. Jordan Peterson came to our homes and evaluated us.
That's crazy, dude. He was here in my house. Anyway, guys, we did. So, this week, you guys saw our friggin' politicals? Or last week? Or maybe next week. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know, Tanner. So
we took a personality test that was designed by the Jordan Peterson. We took his. It had 100 questions on it. It took very long. And now we know exactly what our personalities are.
Yeah. If you haven't been able to deduce who we are from our thousands of videos, then you'll be able to figure it out through this.
We'll just go on with it.
All right.
This is my test. It said I had low agreeableness. You see that?
Yeah, I do see that. I'd agree with that. I'd say you're an unagreeable person.
That's cool. What was it? People with low levels of agreeableness are seen by others as competitive, colder, tougher, and less empathetic.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They are less likely to look for the best in others and are not particularly tolerant. Less concerned with the emotional state of others, willing to engage in conflict, and will sacrifice peace and harmony to make a point. Or, if conscientious, to get things done. People find them straightforward, even blunt. They strongly tend towards dominance rather than submission.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I'm a total. Oh no, there's more. Oh, Jesus. Let's see. Not forgiving, accepting, flexible, gentle, or patient. I mean...
Well, that's why you're not all the way on the agreeableness standard. There's a little room here.
I got 20 points of wiggle room. They don't easily feel pity for those who are excluded, punished, or defeated. I very much agree with that statement. It's difficult for them to be taken advantage of by disagreeable, manipulative, or otherwise troublesome people.
Do you feel like you can be taken advantage of, Tanner?
I have been, but I'd say... Yeah, it's difficult to take advantage of me.
Gotcha. Take advantage of your kind heart.
Yeah. Skepticism plays a protective role, although it can sometimes interfere with my ability to cooperate or trust others. Makes sense to me. Less likely to reward good behavior or give credit where it's due. That's very true. They can cooperate when cooperation is in their interest, but very much appreciate competition with its clear losers and winners. Usually people phrase it as winners and losers.
You would think that way, Tanner.
They
being
will
an unagreeable person.
Easily lose arguments with less agreeable people. Generally good at bargaining for themselves or negotiating for more recognition or power, and are likely to have higher salaries and to earn more money in consequence.
Oh.
Less likely to suffer from resentment or harbor invisible anger. I'd agree with that.
I don't know, I feel like you tend to make your anger very visible.
That's not true at all.
You make it very visible. That's why your face is red.
That you made my face red. You're an animal.
You're disagreeing with me, Tanner.
Oh no, the test was right. Let's see, women. Agreeableness not strongly associated with liberalism or conservatism. Blah blah blah. Okay, and then the two aspects of it: compassion, typical or average.
Yeah, there you go.
That's about.
You see, you got some compassion in you.
Compassion isn't a valuable trait.
Yeah.
Those who are liberal political score somewhat higher in compassion than conservatives. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Politeness very low. I got a 7. That's out of 100.
It's okay. You'll dip lower as this test continues.
I am less polite than 92 of 100 people. People who are low in politeness are not at all deferential to authority, nor are they obedient. They can be respectful grudgingly, but only to people who clearly deserve and demand it. I'd agree with that.
Yeah. If someone's an asshole, I'm not gonna give them respect. They're very markedly willing to push back when challenged.
What I find interesting is liberals score lower in politeness than conservatives. I would assume the opposite.
It's because you've never been to Texas, Tanner. Everyone there is super polite.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
They all say yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, you're the salt of the earth.
I got high conscientiousness.
Ooh!
It's
super high.
Measure of obligation, attention to detail, hard work, persistence, cleanliness, efficiency, and adherence to rules, standards, and procedures. Conscientious people implement their plans and establish and maintain order. I'd agree with that.
Yeah, that does sound about right.
Dutiful. They slog away until the work is done. Up until this term of school, that was definitely me. This term, ooh.
Things changed.
They work hard and dislike wasting time.
That's
They're
right.
unlikely to procrastinate.
Tanner works hard, he plays hard.
That's right. Promises to do something, he or she will probably do it even in troubled circumstances without excuses. They're decisive, neat, organized, future-oriented, reliable, and not easily distracted. Are likely to obtain higher grades.
Ooh.
I do, and make good administrators and managers.
I do all these things. It's true. Jordan Peterson is reading my mind.
Let's see. Tend to be concerned with detail. They want to do things by the book. Prone to guilt. Although, I very much agree with this sentence. Highly conscientious people can be prone to guilt, although they are likely to organize their life so that they have little to feel guilty about. That's very true. Susceptible to shame, self-disgust, and self-contempt. I wouldn't say I'm all that susceptible to, self-disgust.
That's because you haven't woken up on, a bus bench yet, an Elvis cosplay.
Gotcha, cosplay.
Yeah, you'll get there someday.
It's gross that you're using that word in that context. React badly to failure. Judgmental and easily disgusted by their own moral transgressions, as well as those of others. Sure. Fundamentally committed to personal responsibility. That's very true. Work hard should and will be rewarded, and those who don't deserve their failure. That's harsh, but yeah, I'd agree with that. More concerned than average with hygiene, moral purity, and achievement. Yes. I wish I was more hygienic than I currently am. Highly conscientious people are more likely to be political conservatives. Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Now, Tanner, why aren't you more hygienic? The change starts with you, my man.
That's a fair point. Sometimes I just brushing your teeth twice a day. Crazy.
That's where you draw the line. That's the brushing the teeth twice a day.
That and doing my hair. That's why I keep my hair short, because I just want to roll out of bed and then not do anything.
Well, Tanner, I keep my hair long, and I just do that anyway. I just don't do anything with it.
But you got minority features, and so people are cool with it.
I won't seem sloppy then.
Yeah, I have high industriousness.
Oh. Well, what does that mean, Tanner?
Let's see, likely to be successful in school and in administrative and managerial positions. Hard work, want to be doing something useful, dutiful, tend not to put things off. Likely to judge shirkers or people who are incompetent quite harshly.
Those
and want them
damn
out of work.
shirkers, dude.
Goddamn shirkers. Likely to believe that people fail because they don't apply themselves or work hard enough. That's true. I don't know what you mean by likely to believe that. Everyone should believe that because it's an objective truth.
Maybe
guilty.
life just got in the way, man.
Stay on or ahead of schedule and accept their responsibilities. They rarely experience actual guilt. Yeah, sure. Industriousness, evil between the two. I got moderately high orderliness.
Oh.
Moderately orderly people are more disgust sensitive. I like that phrase, disgust sensitive, than average. Somewhat judgmental and have a tendency towards more authoritarian political attitudes. I don't know about that one. I'd say I'm a decently orderly people, and I'd probably agree with only moderately high, because sometimes I'm just like, dude, I ordered a burrito from Chipotle the other day. It was basically not wrapped when they gave it to me. I pulled it out of the bag, and it was super flat, and I was like, oh, they didn't, wrap this at all. And it made a ginormous mess all over my floor, and I'm probably going to have to borrow my vacuum from Mom this week to clean that up.
Where's the mess? I don't even see it.
No, it's in my dorm room.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
They're building a Chipotle here in McMinnville.
They are building a Chipotle here in McMinnville.
My mom and brother are going to eat there probably every day.
Your family has a problem with Mexican food, Tanner. You just can't get enough of it.
Those who are moderately orderly are more likely to be political conservatives, particularly when low in openness to experience. The latter is the best predictor of conservative belief, while the former plays an additional determining role.
Ooh.
Sounds Sounds about right. I have high extroversion.
That's shocking.
Yeah?
No. That makes sense.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, I'd say so. You seem like a more extroverted person.
I don't really perceive myself that way.
Ah.
I on like those Brig Myers things, I basically get 50-50 extrovert, introvert. So yeah, I can be extroverted. I can go out there, I can do the yelling.
You can screech at the top of your lungs in the middle of the night.
Positive emotion. Oh yeah, that's what they associate extroversion with in this.
Positivity.
It's a general sensitivity to positive emotions such as hope, joy, anticipation, and approach, particularly in social situations. Comparatively enthusiastic, talkative, assertive in social situations, and gregarious. I don't know what gregarious means.
Gregarity.
Let's see what gregarious. Fond of company or sociable. Oh, yeah, sure.
Go. You like yourself a little company.
Energized by social contract and private, they take great pleasure in planning parties, telling jokes, making people laugh, and taking part in community activities. They are likely to have positive memories of the past, high levels of current self-esteem, and to feel positive and optimistic about the future. I'd agree with that.
Oh.
Difficult time keeping things to themselves. That's very true. That's extremely true. I'm not one to just keep things to myself, really. I tend to tell everyone everything, yeah. They're self-disclosing and warm up quickly to other people, yeah. They tend to speak first and most often in meetings, sure. And can be captivating and convincing. They will often be the first to act, sure. Enthusiastic employees, yes, I'm enthusiastic and I like working. Impulsive, especially when it comes to having fun. Sacrifice the future to the present. I'd say not really. Somewhat difficult for them to be alone and to study and work. I don't know if I'd say that's necessarily true. Easily distracted by opportunities to chat, joke, and socialize. That's true.
Spending 5 hours or whatever arguing politics in a Discord server.
That happened. When individuals are extroverted and conscientious, they are more productive than if they are introverted and conscientious. More dominant in social situations.
Women are slightly less. Never mind. They're slightly more extroverted than men.
Does that make
slightly
sense?
More.
Those who are politically liberal are slightly less extroverted than conservatives. Wow. It's all coming up daisies. Look, my enthusiasm.
Your enthusiasm is off the chain, Tanner.
Excitable, happy, and easy to get to know. They will talk rapidly about everything, particularly other people. They laugh or giggle much more than average. They want to be around people and they love parties. I don't think I've ever been to a party.
I've been to one party.
How was it?
It was good. It was an enjoyable experience, I'd say.
It's pretty fun.
Wouldn't want to do it again, but I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah. Maybe I'd love parties. Assertiveness, moderately high. I'd say yes, I'm an assertive person. They have the communication style that is more often associated with leadership. Yeah, I'm fucking leader. This is good when they are knowledgeable, competent, and able, but less good when they aren't. Liberals tend to be slightly less assertive than conservatives. Cool.
Yeah, I guess that sounds about right.
I got exceptionally low neuroticism. What's neuroticism?
That's you.
Oh, negative emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really experience negative emotions much, at all. I'll get angry, but usually
that is the extent of your negativity.
Yeah. And that's something I direct outward rather than inward to, so
you direct it yourself.
Rather than Squidward. That was dumb.
That was a fantastic joke, Tanner.
It was not good. Virtually never focus on the negative elements, anxieties, uncertainties of the past, present, and future. Extremely rare for them to face periods of time where they are unhappy, anxious, and irritable unless facing a serious, sustained, complex problem. Yeah, that sounds right. Even under the latter conditions, they cope remarkably well, very rarely worry, and recover extraordinarily quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is all true.
This is true. Not a powerful predictor of political belief. Typical woman is higher in neuroticism than 60% of the general population of men and women combined. Very fun.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I wasn't sure of that. Withdrawal, exceptionally low. I just got a 1 on that one.
Ah.
What's withdrawal mean? Individuals exceptionally low in withdrawal virtually never suffer from or are impeded by anticipatory anxiety. Yeah, that makes sense. I usually, even if I'm nervous about something, I just go do it.
You just do it.
Yeah, like tests.
Being nervous won't help at all.
Yeah.
So why do it? Why worry, Tanner?
Why even be? Technically, withdrawal has been associated with activity in the brain systems that regulate passive avoidance.
Ah, so your brain is dysfunctional is what it's telling us.
Those who are liberal politically are slightly higher in withdrawal than conservatives. Volatility, also exceptionally low. Does that just mean, whether or not you blow up?
Yeah.
Are extraordinarily stable and predictable in their moods. Yeah, that's pretty true. I often describe myself as a very even-keeled person.
Yeah, even if you are provoked in a dispute, you will rarely react in kind.
Thanks.
No problem, man.
Virtually never irritable and very rarely experience disappointment, frustration, pain, and loneliness. People find them extremely easy and calming. They very infrequently express their frustration, disappointment, and irritability and appear remarkably reasonable when they do so. Even on those unusually infrequent occasions when they become stirred up, upset, angry, or irritated, they calm down almost immediately. Yeah, that's definitely true. Never lose their composure. Even if exceptionally provoked in a dispute, a person of low volatility will rarely react in kind. Such people remain calm and unperturbed, even when extraordinarily stressed.
There is, however, the part where it says they are not at all argumentative, which doesn't seem to fit quite as well.
Yeah, not. Yeah. Volatility is not strongly... Okay, openness to experience, moderately high.
Ooh.
This one's about creativity, artistic interests, and intelligence, particularly verbal intelligence. More likely to be characterized by others as smart, creative, exploratory, intelligent, and visionary.
Has anyone ever described you as being a visionary, Tanner?
I don't think I've ever been described as a visionary. What's the difference between smart and intelligent in this context?
It's a good question. I think that intelligent is one of their things that they rate on here, and it doesn't mean the standard intelligence.
Yeah.
It's something else.
They tend to be more interested in learning and in acquiring new abilities and skills. Yeah, I gotta grow my skill tree, dude. Curious and exploratory, find themselves interested in abstract thinking, philosophy, and the meaning of belief systems and ideologies. I agree with those things. They attend cultural events such as movies, concerts, dance recitals, plays, poetry readings, gallery openings, and art shows. I like movies.
Yeah, except for movies and maybe concerts. Have you done any of those other things?
I've never been to a concert.
Ah.
You're not sure if you've ever been to a concert either.
I mean, they have some local concerts that they do at the town fair and stuff
Have you ever been to those?
Yeah. Because I've been dragged there before with my family.
Gotcha. I don't think I've been to any of those. I've been to a play once.
Oh, okay.
I think I've been to one play, but that's about it.
Gotcha.
They enjoy complex, abstract ideas more than the average person. Sure. I don't know how much the average person enjoys those things. I'm pretty cool with them. So yeah. Likely to be readers. I read, not much anymore, but I wish I did.
Broader and back in the day, you couldn't keep this man away from a book.
Yep. Broader and deeper vocabulary. That's true. Can think and learn quite quickly. Also true. Comparatively proficient at formulating new ideas and tend to be articulate. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Sometimes see old things new ways. I'd say that's very true. Generate a reasonable number of problem-solving solutions. Yeah, sure. People who are moderately high in openness, somewhat less well adapted to situations or occupations that are routinized and predictable. See, I feel like that kind of comes in at odds with one of the earlier ones where I had like high dutifulness or whatever, which would say I would be good at those things.
Yeah, you know, every now and then there's a little clashing going on in your mental state.
I'm an enigma.
Yeah.
My mind is an enigma. Less suited to working. Creative thinkers tend to shake things up a bit. Hey, ooh.
Put a nice little interesting spin on things.
May be attracted to more revolutionary ideas, particularly if below average in conscientiousness. Neither of those things are true, which makes them true. Entrepreneurial in spirit. Yeah, sure. Smarter, more creative. I wouldn't consider myself to be vastly more creative than the average person.
Wait, how'd you pronounce that word before in spirit?
Entrepreneurial.
It's entrepreneurial.
Entrepreneurial.
Yeah, like an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. They have more than average interest in creative new ventures, sometimes for profit, sometimes for curiosity, and sometimes for personal transformation.
Ooh.
Who's this person creating a business is a lot of work. Why would you do it just for personal transformation?
Because along the way, Tanner, that's really the biggest prize you can get out of
Gotcha, yeah.
That is the biggest boon, as it were.
Boon.
Yeah, boon.
Boon. Interested in many things. Why am I so tired? I got a lot. Interest, open, unconscious, no. Where high openness and very high or above, no.
Suddenly the cracks are starting to show in your little test here, Jordan Peterson.
No. It was just saying like if you're high in openness and also high in neuroticism. I was saying no because I'm not high in neuroticism.
Ah, gotcha.
Openness to experience is the dimension that best predicts political allegiance, with conscientious, particularly the aspect of orderliness, coming in at second place. Those who are liberal are much more likely to be high in openness. That's interesting because it's saying this is the best predictor, yet I definitely say I'm more of a conservative than a liberal, but I have this high openness. What do we got next? Intellect, very high. I'm a real smarty.
That's not what it means, Tanner.
Oh.
It has nothing to do with IQ. That's what it says there.
Damn it. It's a measure of interest in abstract ideas. I think I'm smart in both ways, though. Notably interested in ideas and abstract concepts. They crave exposure to novel information, even when it is complex. Highly curious, exploratory, find, tackle, and solve challenging problems. Frequently seek out and initiate issue-oriented discussions, and are very likely to read, think about, and want to discuss idea-centric books. Sure, if I read more, that'd probably be true. High in intellect will constantly find and generate novel, creative concepts and voluntarily search for and adapt very well to new experience and situations. Liberals are higher in intellect than conservatives. Openness, moderately low.
Not a super open guy, eh? Despite being an extrovert.
Right. So it's saying that this kind of openness is essentially creativity.
Oh, okay. That was good.
I don't know. Is that true?
Possibly.
Am I not a creative person?
How often do you really explore your creative endeavors, Tanner?
I guess I kind of have to go out of my way to do it. Gotcha. Like making those Smash Brothers drawings. I enjoyed doing that. That was a creative endeavor, but I kind of had to make that like a thing that I was going to do.
Gotcha.
So sure, liberals are higher in openness than conservatives.
Well, how about that?
Oh, and that was it.
That was everything.
We did it.
That's Tanner in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Now you understand him on the most personal, deep, intimate level.
Yep. We gotta look at Nico.
We absolutely have to. We just gotta.
We gotta look at Nico. How do I get to yours? Do you want to just sign in?
You go down. You can press on me, I think. Oh, that's my email. Blur that out, Tanner.
You're
remove all of
this.
this. No, I'm not. You are.
I edited the long videos last time.
Yeah, but this is normally where you would be editing Astral Chain.
Ah, fuck, that's right. Damn it.
Alrighty. That's me! I am low in agreeableness, much like Tanner was.
Yeah.
What a shock.
I'm gonna say the ones that are the same. We probably don't need to read.
Yeah, probably not. Alright, so there you go. That's agreeableness, which I am also low.
Oh, that's right. It's rating us on... Wait, no, that's mine. This one is yours.
Oh, gotcha.
This is the partner
Me!
thing.
I am also low in agreeableness. Wait, are we the same in agreeableness? Or both 9? What
No,
were you?
you're. I'm 20.
Oh, I'm even more unagreeable.
You're far less agreeable than I. So this slide we're looking at, this is a couple report basically for Nico and I.
Hell yeah, dude. Pretty cash money.
Yeah. Your partner is low in agreeableness. Well, sure, we'll read the couple part. As a couple,
right.
You are low in agreeableness. This means your relationship will tend to embody the virtues and faults of low agreeableness in general. This means you are about equally compassionate or indifferent, empathetic or not, self-sacrificing or self-oriented, and polite or blunt, as well as avoidant or direct, and unforthcoming or straightforward. Because you align closely in agreeableness, you will each easily understand your partner's opinions of other people and interpretation of their motives.
Even though we're both low in agreeableness.
You will take approximately equal account of others and will be concerned or not in similar ways with the emotional state of your partner.
Cool.
I guess that sounds like a good thing.
But Tanner, would you agree that I have less agreeableness than you?
I mean, that's what the test said.
But would you agree?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
I disagree with that.
Really?
Which just makes sense!
Oh my gosh. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, our behavioral roles.
Yeah. Although you are similar in agreeableness, you may sometimes take on different roles in your relationship, even if your difference is very small. These behaviors may not all apply to your relationship, but understanding them is helpful both in the context of your relationship and in your relationships with others. At times, one partner may see the other as a bit naive, somewhat over-sympathetic, and easily taken advantage of, although this will not happen frequently since you are both low in this trait. One partner may wish the other could be less self-oriented, more cooperative, more likely to apologize, and kinder. At times, one of you will be more compassionate, caring, empathetic, self-sacrificing, and polite than the other. At other times, one of you will be blunter, tougher, and more stubborn, as well as more likely to push things forward in the way you want them. One person may take more account of and care for others more and may be more concerned with the emotional state of the other partner. In your day-to-day life together, one partner may be more likely to engage in conflict or negotiations on your joint behalf, while the other will be more likely to manage others' emotions, send people cards and gifts, and help others, like taking care of a sick pet or child. If your scores are very similar, you are likely to take turns in each role. You may have less trouble filling roles typically associated with a higher score on this trait since you are both low.
Which of us do you think is more likely to take care of a sick pet or child?
You.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I say that mostly because you have nephews that you already look after.
And nieces, Tanner. Don't forget the nieces.
I didn't know about the nieces. You only ever talk about your nephews.
It's because I'm around them more.
Gotcha. Your virtues and faults as a couple, but because both of you are low in agreeableness, you are at risk of becoming too harsh, too tough, and too stubborn in your interactions together and with others. For example, you may find it difficult to maintain friendships because you may be prone to holding grudges. You may tend to come across as cold and uncaring in your interactions with others unless you make a conscious effort to be warmer and more welcoming. You will also tend to reinforce each other's more skeptical, harsher view of the world. Oh no, we've built a bubble. We've built a thought bubble here, Nico.
Thought bubbles are important for society.
Neither of you will give an inch in a dispute, so you'll have to be careful during arguments and negotiations. You may be prone to heated arguments, especially if one or both of you is high in neuroticism or in assertiveness.
Uh-oh.
An aspect of extroversion. You'll both be less likely to apologize or back down when you make a mistake. Arguing in a relationship is not necessarily problematic so long as you are willing to concede and take responsibility when necessary. You may find this is easier to achieve if you both work towards using a softer tone and kinder language with one another in your communication style, particularly when initiating a conversation about a concern. Nico, we gotta be nicer to each other.
I don't wanna.
Fuck you. You're both likely to negotiate effectively for raises at work and will not run much risk of being taken advantage of. You would both be well suited to management positions. However, you may have difficulty dealing with authority figures and maintaining collegial relationships.
We run rival firms.
At times, it may be hard for you to get along with others in a social context. As a couple, you may be too harsh with your friends and end up burning more bridges than necessary. You may tend to be too competitive where cooperation would be a better strategy. The two of you have to be careful not to jointly manipulate, use, or deceive others. Since there's no agreeable person in the relationship to temper those tendencies. Wait, it mentioned sex life in this report?
Oh no!
Yes! In your sex life together, you are both likely to ask for what you need and seek your own satisfaction. Neither of you is particularly likely to fake an orgasm or to lie about being satisfied when you're not.
Alright, ladies. So this is something that you need to be aware of. Faking an orgasm, no one's a winner in that situation, alright? Come on, just be honest with your partner. Or men, I do not want to generalize.
To me, it seems like this report has not taken into account the fact that we're both men. Because it did ask that initially.
Men can fake orgasms too, Tanner.
I've done it.
There you go, you're proving the test right then.
Oh my gosh.
If you have children!
Hold on a second, I'm trying to think. What was I going to ask? Oh yeah. Never mind.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't.
If you have children, you will likely both tend towards an authoritarian parenting style.
Oh yeah, I'm going to beat those kids senseless.
Which is characterized by settling relatively high demands and being less responsive to the needs and wishes of your own children.
You'll be harsher and less forgiving than other parents in your disciplinary strategies, and unlikely to give your children the benefit of the doubt. You will have to work hard to give them the care and attention they need and deserve, to listen to them and to empathize with them. On the positive side, you will be unlikely to let them remain dependent and immature. Cool.
Yeah. To be fair, those little bastards are liars. Compassion!
Let's see.
That's you.
Yeah, I had average.
Whereas
compassion.
me,
you had low.
I'm low in the compassion.
You're less compassionate.
Yeah.
I don't know that I necessarily agree with that.
I wouldn't necessarily either.
Fuck, dude. Are my feet getting hairier?
Possibly.
I've been noticing back hair recently too. I don't want to turn into some fucking Greek.
You're becoming a hobbit, Tanner.
Oh no. Oh god, no!
You're gonna either need to start shaving your feet more often or start wearing the fuzzy socks.
I don't want to do that. Let's see, you're not primarily oriented towards the problems of other people or living things. I'd agree with that, I guess. Willing to make other people, including their partners, experience negative emotion by engaging in conflict and competition. They like to win! And will engage in confrontation to do so. They're sustainably less concerned about helping other people, though they will do so if they have a good reason.
I don't know, I feel like for me I'm less likely to really care all that much about winning and more I just want to have fun, you know? I just want to have fun with the boys.
He just wants to send a message.
That too. If I lose, I will leave the head of a horse in their bed later.
Very effectively on their own behalf. Okay, sure. Compassion. Yeah. You're typical in the aspect of compassion. Your partner is low in the aspect of compassion. You and your partner are slightly different in this aspect. This may present a problem to your relationship at times, although your difference is not very big. You may find it difficult to understand each other's motivations, perceptions, and actions having to do with this aspect. However, a slight difference in one aspect can be mitigated by a better match in other traits and aspects. Because your partner is low in compassion, he or she will not be oriented toward problems of other people or other living things. You will not be primarily oriented toward such problems either, but may find them important at times. Your partner may be competitive either with you or in other domains, but you will not be more competitive than average. Your partner is likely to be comfortable engaging in conflict even if it makes you experience negative emotion.
But Tanner, you don't really experience negative emotion.
That's a fair point. It doesn't matter. You can be as big of an asshole to me as you want. Although you will be a bit more concerned about causing your partner negative emotion if you're careful to discuss your concerns as they arise, they will be unlikely to harbor resentment against one another. Partner will ensure his or her own needs are met before doing kind things for others. You will strike a balance between doing kind things for others and advocating on your own behalf. People are likely to come to you for a balanced perspective and to your partner for the cold, hard truth.
And Tanner, I can help you develop the virtues of lower compassion. That's pretty cool, right?
So being an advocate for oneself, and you can help your partner develop the virtues of higher compassion, such as being caring and sympathetic, have to turn you into not a robot.
But I want to be a robot. I don't want to become a real boy.
Can I get a drink?
Can you get a drink?
Can I get a drink?
Do you have STDs, Tanner?
None on my mouth.
Okay. Don't you have like a cup or something?
I thought I did, but it's looking like I don't.
You got a chocolate bowl cup here.
Perfect.
We'll just pop this bad boy open.
It's got weak old friggin' Pepsi in it.
That's okay. They'll combine into some Pepto.
There you go.
Very good. Perfect. I gave you like half of my remaining water.
It's fucking nasty.
Yeah, Tanner, there was a straw. You could have just used that. How's it taste, big boy?
Like water.
Nice.
What do we got next? Politeness.
Yeah!
This is gonna take us fucking forever.
Yeah, more than likely.
This is gonna be a long ass video. Or series of videos.
Don't you worry. Yeah, we'll cut it up all nice and...
Yeah, I'm low in politeness.
I'm even lower, though.
Crazy. I think you're just a more extreme person in general than me. More radical.
I am you, but superior, Tanner.
You and your partner are slightly different in this aspect. No, we're really not. Oh, wait. Oh. You're very low. I'm just low.
There it is.
Weird that 3 percentiles make that big of a difference, but whatever.
I mean, hey, that's like 30 people, dude.
No, that's 3, because it's out of 100.
Yeah, if it's out of 100, then it'd be like 30.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, 30. It's 3 percentiles, but it's like 30 people if it's out of 100.
3% out of 100 is 30 people?
3 percentiles.
A percentile is just a percent.
A percentile is 10%. Because it's out of 10 percentiles. Isn't it? How many percentiles is it? Never mind, it's definitely not.
I'm lower in percent to politeness than 92 out of 100 people. You're lower in politeness than 95 out of 100 people.
Yeah, it's 30 people.
Okay, we're gonna hit intellect and it's somehow gonna say very low for you. This makes
has something to do with like Q, Tanner, don't you remember?
Well, that's a joke, Nico. Although your difference is not very big, you may find it difficult to understand each other's motivations, perceptions, actions having to do with this aspect, blah blah blah. That was a repeat.
Yeah, it is.
Because you are both low or very low in politeness, neither of you will be very obedient or deferential to authority. You may find you get into trouble together from time to time.
Just the classic Bonnie and Clyde.
Neither of you will avoid conflict, at least not due to your own emotions, so you're likely to be very comfortable confronting one another as well as others. This is useful when it is necessary to do so, but you risk being more confrontational than necessary. The two of you are likely to be highly skeptical, perhaps of one another as well. You will both tend to be fairly dominant rather than submissive, and this may cause some conflict since you're both trying to fill the same role. You're likely to butt heads.
More like filling the same hole, am I right?
I'm not. That wasn't me. He high-fived himself. You're likely to butt heads, especially if one or both of you is also high in assertiveness, an aspect of extroversion. That was terrible.
That was genius. That's comedy genius at work.
We're forming a poly group. What are the different kinds of poly relationships? You got the kitchen table.
Yeah, you got the polyamorous. You got the polygamy.
You got the harem.
I don't know why I thought you were just going to stop at hair. But I would love to have a harem. Are you kidding me?
Poly relationships are getting more and more popular, Nico.
Hell yeah, dude. And they're becoming more and more less effective.
Yeah. Probably.
Such as the cycle of polyamory.
Conscientiousness. I am high in conscientiousness.
I am high.
You're average.
I want to be high in conscientiousness too.
You can be relaxed, flexible, and non-judgmental, and also sometimes dedicated, reliable, and committed. You're concerned with duty and will sometimes work hard without being pushed to do so. If you feel you have made a mistake, you're likely to feel a normal amount of guilt and shame. Yes, you like relationships. You're reasonably concerned by failure and will formulate both situational and personal explanations for lack of success. They may occasionally make excuses and waste time, but will also work hard when necessary. As interested in marriage as the average person, as they are typically or normally goal-oriented.
I'd say I'm even more interested in marriage than the average person.
Oh yeah? Why haven't you put a ring on it?
Because, Tanner, I'm
As
too
your-
interested in marriage.
Has your girlfriend, hinted or asked you about marriage?
Not necessarily. We've talked about it before, though.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's an instance of, we're still in college and we don't want to do that yet.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
At least you're being smart about it.
Exactly.
The moment you graduate, she's going to be dropping hints left and right.
We'll see.
I mean, you've already been together, 4 years now?
3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
You better hope it's 3 years.
It is 3 years. We just celebrated our 3-year anniversary earlier this
Gotcha.
month.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, you're so kind.
Now, what would things be like if we were a couple?
This means the two of you have somewhat different strategies for dealing with the world, which could be beneficial for you as a couple. However, this may present a challenge within your relationship because you may have trouble understanding one another at times.
Oh.
However, your relationship is fairly balanced and straight overall. Slightly different conscientiousness. You may occasionally find it difficult to understand each other's drives and motivations and what you find important. You may sometimes disagree on the best course of action in a particular situation. You may also differ in the drive for achievement and ambition and how disturbed you are by disorder and chaos. With a partner lower in conscientiousness, less bothered. The two of you may disagree in the same manner about how carefully, quickly, and effectively household tasks need to be done. You may find you want slightly different lifestyles, and you may also have trouble dividing the household labor fairly if your standards do not line up. This may result in minor and frequent conflict, although this is not very likely.
Yeah, exactly. Tanner refuses to clean the bathroom, and I don't want to clean up after his duties.
I do
man.
the dishes and the laundry. You can clean the goddamn bathroom.
I don't want to clean the bathroom. I clean the stove, Tanner. That's my job.
You're equating cleaning the fucking stove to the laundry and the dishes?
Yeah.
You're an animal.
I can do my own laundry, Tanner. I'm a big boy. That was me throwing my water ball across the room.
Yeah, that was
I'm
him
angry,
throwing.
Tanner.
It's not a very impressive throw based on the noise, but whatever. You can use your differences to your advantage, each helping one another to develop the virtues of the opposite trait. Personality psychologists believe that differences in both aspects of conscientiousness are linked to clusters of genetic differences. Although it is possible to develop one's personality over time, it's also necessary to accept your innate differences to some degree.
Yeah. That's correct.
Behavioral roles. At times,
You may view me as lazy, Tanner, messy, and careless at times.
That's true.
What?
And you may see me as rigid, judgmental, obsessive, and overly hardworking.
I don't believe that for a second. Not for a second do I believe that.
You are somewhat more orderly, industrious, ambitious, work-oriented, driven, efficient, and prone to failure-related shame and guilt than your partner will be. You're also a bit more likely to succeed in your work or educational pursuits than your partner. I think that's true.
Is it true, Tanner?
Yeah.
Could it be? Could it truly? After all, I'm the one with the high conscientiousness. Aren't I? I don't actually remember if I was the one with higher.
I think we were the same with conscient. No, I think you were lower in conscientiousness.
I don't remember. It's been too long ago.
Okay. Your partner is also less likely to obsess about small details, work to the exclusion of all else, and to be overcome with ambition. You will have a somewhat higher sensitivity and lower threshold for cleaning, tidying, and organizing than your partner. This could mean that you end up doing most of this type of work since you are more sensitive to it. You have to take care to divide the household tasks fairly and to agree on reasonable standards together. You will be a bit more likely to want to be doing something productive or cleaning up and tidying and organizing rather than relaxing. Your partner will be somewhat more likely to take time off work to attend other things like leisure, family, travel, and fun. Your partner can help you be more relaxed, take things less seriously, and take time off, while you can help your partner apply him or herself to work hard and to pursue goals.
Precisely, dude. I just want to chill out, max, relax, all cool. Whereas you don't even want to shoot b-ball outside of the school, Tanner.
I know, I'm not very good at b-ball, if I'm being honest. I got good D. Anyway, back to basketball. Virtues and faults of a couple as related to conscientiousness. Two of you differ at times. You feel like your partner isn't working hard enough and like he or she is too messy and careless. Two of you may occasionally clash about how careful, quickly, and effectively household tasks need to be done, although you may find a solution that works for both of you if you negotiate carefully and honestly. Conscientiousness predicts marital stability and a low likelihood of divorce. Since you are high in conscientiousness, you may be more likely to have a stable marriage and less likely to experience divorce.
Dope!
Your partner, however, is neither more likely nor less likely to engage in behaviors that increase the likelihood of these outcomes.
Dope!
Conscientious people are concerned with maintaining their relationship, and they feel guilty when they hurt their partner or the relationship. Yeah, I agree with that. You'll be somewhat more likely to pursue academic and career success and to work hard for those pursuits, although your partner is also capable of success in these areas. You're more likely to choose a challenging career. Your partner should be able to work hard and apply him or herself enough to pursue the career he or she wants, although he or she will not be likely to want to take on an extremely competitive job with long hours.
Yeah, I mean, I just want a really easy job where it's short hours, people don't think I actually do anything there, but I get paid the big bucks. That to me is the ideal job.
You're also a bit more likely to be responsible with money and will be more likely to feel guilty about inappropriate spending and saving habits. Your partner will be reasonably concerned with responsible financial behavior, but maybe less responsible than you are. I disagree with that. I think you're far stingier than I am.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I am not exactly one to spend much money often. Last night I was like, man, I kind of want to go grab some pizza. However, I can always make a sandwich at home instead. That's basically the same thing.
I have high industriousness.
However, I have low industriousness.
It says you're typical or average, actually.
Yeah, it says I'm typical average, Tanner, actually. Have you ever considered that? Pinning me with low industriousness? How dare you, sir?
Ridiculous. Somewhat people average industriousness are somewhat likely to be successful in school and administrative managerial positions. They do not live to work, however, and do not always have to be doing something useful.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yep. They're likely to... They like their leisure time. Typically, they will do their duty, but they can put things off and sometimes mess them up. Usually, but not always, they finish what they start and they do it more or less on schedule with some exceptions. This whole description is very like,
You can be really any of these things.
They are no more concerned than average with efficiency or savings. They can focus on the task at hand when there are high levels of motivation or pressure. Will often find themselves distracted by something more entertaining or interesting or worrisome.
Yeah, I get distracted super easily. However, Tanner, I do always do my work as soon as possible.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'll turn in assignments weeks ahead of time because I'm like, I wanted to use that time for something else. I don't want to write about the Treaty of Versailles. I want to play b-ball outside of school.
Very crazy. People of average industriousness are not particularly judgmental to themselves or others. They like to live and let live.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
People fail because they don't apply themselves or work hard enough, but know that other considerations play a role. They tend to feel guilty, but not in an overwhelming degree if they do not do their duty. They can, however, find themselves in a guilty position because they failed to perform a task on time or properly.
Yeah, that's me! I feel guilt! That's about the only emotion I feel!
Very fun. Implications of industriousness. You and your partner are slightly different. Problem, find it. Because likely you find it easy to manage your household responsibilities like paying the bills on time, maintaining your home, and errands and appointments. I think you're a deadbeat husband.
I mean, honestly, Tanner, that would be ideal. I would love that.
You'll do so with high efficiency and timeliness. Your partner should also be able to do so reasonably well. You'll find it easy to support yourself financially and to hold down a job, and your partner should be able to do so as well. Although perhaps not always as well as you. Your life is likely to adhere to a fairly strict schedule or routine, while your partner will enjoy a bit less structure from time to time. You're likely to be more proactive than reactive, while your partner is likely to experience a balance of reacting and being proactive. You're very unlikely to show up late to engagements, while your partner may run late from time to time. For example, every single Saturday.
Look, Tanner, I mean, today I was on time, for example.
Okay.
But that's because you slept in.
I've slept in a decent amount of times over these quarantine weeks, and even when I do sleep in and we start later, you still somehow show up several minutes late.
It's because I sleep in more. I stay up until like 2 o'clock, Tanner.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because I like reading manga.
You'll feel more guilt than is perhaps ideal when you hurt or wrong your partner, while your partner will likely feel a normal amount of guilt in this situation. Your partner is reasonably likely to be able to enjoy his or her time off work and to unplug and relax during evenings, weekends, and while on vacation. You may have trouble with this, and you can look to your partner for help. Your temperament may encourage your partner to become more hardworking and efficient, and your partner's temperament may encourage you to be a little more laid back. Your partner may occasionally judge you harshly for your failings, but this shouldn't happen with undue frequency. You are likely to judge your partner harshly from time to time. Partner may sometimes see you as a bit high-strung, and you might see him or her as a bit lazy from time to time.
You dying over there?
It's a lot of reading.
There's like smoke coming up from the backyard. It's gone now, but there was smoke coming up.
I don't know if you're a liar.
I don't know what that was about. Orderliness.
I'm typical or average. You're high?
Yes, I am high on orderliness. I'm a very orderly person.
Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely despise any sort of mess.
Yeah, it says you're disturbed and disgusted by mess.
Yes, I hate it so much. Like, have you seen your bathroom, Tanner?
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad. I hate it so much.
It's not my responsibility, though. I don't live here. I'm only here one day out of the week, you know. You can't put that on me.
You can't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I didn't do it.
Tend to keep tidy and organized. Tend to think more in black and white terms. Things are good or bad, acceptable or unacceptable, with little room for gray areas. Schedules. Stays with details. Rule-abiding. Judgmental. Routine, predictability, complex sense of processing managed properly and carefully. How long is this video?
This one is going on 50 minutes. And we still got more to go, Tanner!
We're only like halfway over. Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Implications of orderliness as a couple.
High and orderless, bothered by messes or disorder around the home. So this is weird, because it's so far it's been saying, oh, I'd be the one in charge of cleaning the place, but you're the one who's going to be having the problem when it isn't clean.
Exactly.
You'll be bothered by these typical amount. You'll like to keep the home somewhat tidy, although not spotless. Your partner will want to keep the home very clean and organized. You will have slightly lower standards for housekeeping than your partner, or your partner will sometimes be bothered by your messes, and you may find your partner a little obsessive at times, but you should get along decently well as housemates.
Yeah, you may find me to be occasionally a bit too controlling or picky, Tanner.
Your partner may occasionally find you too laissez-faire in your attitude or too disorganized, but none of these should happen with undue frequency. Schedules, routines, occasionally.
Extroversion.
Extroversion. I got high.
I got low.
Oh.
Yeah, Shoddy got low, bruv.
Also known as introverts, may calm, quiet, and reserved partners.
Ugh.
You're a sub.
Introverts.
They need much less stimulation and therefore seek out less social interaction, which is a form of stimulation. Time alone. One-on-one social interactions.
That's very true. I hate being in groups. Unless it's like a good group of friends.
Yeah.
But if it's like a group where I know like one person, I hate it.
Yeah.
It's awful. I don't want to get to know new people.
I guess I'm pretty different from that, because I'm like, as long as I know one person, I'm probably good. Good listeners.
That's true. Everyone voices their opinions to me all the time. I know so much about people's lives, Tanner, now.
Now?
Yeah, now.
They tend to be less optimistic about the past, present, and future. Usually think things through before speaking or acting. Find it easy to keep things to themselves. They are not self-disclosing and do not warm up quickly to other people. Unlikely to speak first, and they don't have opinions.
I definitely have opinions. Unlikely to speak first, perhaps.
Different strategies for dealing with the world.
That's right, Tanner. You want to destroy it, and I want to save it.
You may find it difficult to understand each other's needs and desires. Extroversion are quite common. Differences in extroversion are quite common among both dating and married couples, indicating that these can be negotiated successfully.
However,
you will sometimes find it difficult to understand each other's motivations and actions. You will enjoy different types of situations. You may have conflict about how much socializing you want to do and the types of activities and environments you will enjoy. It will require negotiation, patience, and acceptance to avoid being frustrated by your partner's temperament, especially if you are quite different. You can use your differences to your advantage, each helping one another to develop the virtues of the opposite trait. Although it is possible to develop one's personality over time, it's also necessary to accept your innate differences to some degrees. Personal psychology.
Tanner, these differences are linked to genetic differences in the dopamine receptors of the brain.
Dude, my dopamine is so high. Oh my god.
You got all the dopamine.
My dopamine.
It's too much. In fact, in your day-to-day life, we'll tend to be less optimistic about the future.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm gonna be more slow to warm up to people. We know this already.
Crazy. Oh, right. Wait, what? Extroversion, behavioral roles. Oh, right. What are we doing?
This was the one I read. There's not a lot of new information on that one.
Virtues and faults of the couple. Oh,
here we go. This is where shit gets crazy, man. Our sex life together.
You're likely to have desire sensation and thrills, while your partner will be a more intimate and subdued sex life. People who are higher in extroversion tend to be interested in having many problems, to be sensation seekers, and to use alcohol to fuel their sex life.
Tanner, have you used alcohol to fuel your sex life?
I've never used alcohol to fuel anything.
You've never used vodka as like a bit of lube, you know?
That wouldn't work.
If it's liquid, it can be used as lube.
That's
Tanner.
not true. That is not true. Your partner will be less interested in these aspects of sex than you will be. A higher score in extroversion also predicts infidelity, although other personality factors and choices affect this behavior. Prefer working in teams or groups. The other partner will prefer work independently.
Yeah,
Partner is likely to be fairly careful with his or her money. Well, you are more likely to engage in impulsive overspending. I'd probably agree with that.
It's all coming together.
It all comes together.
Jordan Peterson really does know us. The big JP himself.
Big JP.
JP Morgan.
Shout out to my man, JP.
You got hooked on opiates!
I'm high enthusiasm, you're low enthusiasm.
That's right, I hate enthusiasm.
Much less easy to get to know and not chatty or bubbly. You're very chatty.
It depends on who I'm around.
Gotcha.
Like, when I'm around friends, I can be a very chatty person. If I know nobody, I will talk to no one.
Gotcha. When they do talk, it tends to be about things in which they find particular interest. That's true.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about my life. I want to talk about why Star Wars is a bad series.
That's just objectively true. They prefer solitude, and although they can enjoy themselves around other people, it has to be in small doses, and are not markedly positive or optimistic. Find performing much less desirable in training. Yep, that
all sounds about right. Our enthusiasm as a couple, though. I have a much more quiet lifestyle than you do, Tanner.
Wow.
While you seek excitement and sensation.
This may cause some tension, but you will be able to learn from one another as well.
Nice.
Cool. Assertiveness. I am typical assertive.
That's right.
You're like on the opposite end, but also typical.
We're both typical, but in different ways.
Yeah. Align closely. Yeah, may sometimes put forward your own opinions and social, but sometimes be captivating. Prefer a calmer and less dramatic communication style. You will tend to take cues from situations and act accordingly. You will be able to use the communication style associated with leadership when it's necessary. You may occasionally act impulsively. whatever.
Yeah, it's all
I'm very low in neuroticism.
I am also low in neuroticism. I'm part of the 9th, boy. You're 0th.
0th. You are low in neuroticism. This means your relationship will tend to embody the virtues and faults of low neuroticism in general.
I, on the other hand,
if your partner is high in neuroticism, which you're not,
exactly,
it is good if your other partner score is low.
Which it is. 2 neurotic partners would likely face trouble, but we don't have to worry about that. We'll never face trouble. Our relationship will be perfect, Tanner.
You can also use your differences to your. We don't really differ though.
We can just like pause the episode and you can go grab water if you want, Tanner.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or you can just keep reading this.
Alright, for sure. I'll keep reading. You go grab some Wawa.
There we go.
Grab yourself a little Wawa on the wayside. Oh man, your keyboard is like damaged here.
I mean, it's not because it works.
Just because it works doesn't mean it isn't damaged, Tanner. Think about that one. That applies to people too, Tanner. You think about that? Let's put that on the shirt, by the way. Alright, Tanner's going into the bathroom. Or slightly high. You will be somewhat more likely to take advantage in listening. That's Tanner, not me. And a common role in the relationship, even though we're both like the same neuroticism. Virtues and faults as a couple when it comes to our neuroticism, Tanner. We may face some trouble from time to time. Just because it's damaged doesn't mean it doesn't work, or whatever it is. Just because it works doesn't mean it's not damaged.
Gotcha.
There it is. And then we'll just make it like a little sticky note that you put on a shirt.
There we go. Instead of selling shirts, we just sell shirt stickers. That's actually not a bad idea. TM.
Tanner, if you find yourself to be too happy-go-lucky with your impulsive money, then it can help to seek financial advice. You think about that one? You ever think about that? You're also less likely to struggle with performance anxiety in the bedroom. Do you ever struggle with
that? Where does it say that?
The second paragraph at the very end.
You're less likely to struggle with excessive jealousy in your sex life together. You're unlikely to be self-conscious or to need excessive reassurance. You're also less likely to struggle with performance anxiety in the bedroom.
Yeah, you ever think about that one?
I guess I'd say that's true. I don't think I really have performance anxiety.
However, if and when you have children, Tanner, you are likely to be relaxed and easygoing parents, even though it said we will also be very authoritative.
Yeah, it's very relaxed, sort of authoritarian.
You're likely to let your children take risks, and this can help foster their independence. You are also unlikely to experience undue negative emotion or worry about your children. I feel as though I will be incredibly worried if I have daughters. We're
gonna be freaking like 1970s parents, where we let them like go out at 6 in the morning and then come back at like 8 at night.
Once them streetlights come on, you know it's time to come on home, boys. Dude, I experience a little more withdrawal than you do.
That's crazy.
Whoa, I have the typical withdrawal. But typical occasionally suffer from anticipated anxiety. That's very true. I do suffer from that every now and then if I do not feel adequately prepared.
Whack.
However, I'm generally not impeded by it. I can handle no uncertain, unexpected, threatening, or complex situations.
I can barely understand what you're saying right now.
It's okay, because they can also read it.
Gotcha. That's what everyone wants to do when they're watching a YouTube video. They want
exactly.
to read.
I'm a grief-stricken, lonesome boy, but not too deeply.
Where does it say that? What?
People with medium levels of withdrawal sometimes feel sad, lonesome. I can be a sad boy, Tanner.
Sad boy.
The internet loves sad boys right now. They're all about that sad boy life.
You and your partner are somewhat different in this aspect, blah, blah, blah. Because you are very low in withdrawal, you are likely to experience a lower frequency and intensity of negative emotion, including sadness, loneliness, doubt, worry, self-consciousness, and disappointment in comparison to your partner. You'll be quite calm and new, threatening, complex, uncertain, and unexpected situations, while your partner can usually handle such circumstances. He or she may sometimes struggle with them.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, sure.
Validity.
I got one.
Got that one? I got that one, though, too.
Whoa.
You ever think about that, Tanner?
You ever think about that?
You ever think about that?
Maybe that's why we're sometimes volatile with each other, because compared to other people, we're not volatile, but why'd you turn my caps lock on?
Is it on? I think you did that.
I did not. Align closely.
That's right.
Because you are both very low in volatility, you are likely to be extremely emotionally stable as a couple, very predictable in your emotion. Neither of you will be particularly irritable with one another or people outside the relationship. You will both feel significantly lower levels of frustration, pain, and loneliness compared to average. You will rarely express these feelings, and when you do, you will be fairly calm and reasonable about it. You are likely to feel quite relaxed around one another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Our openness, on the other hand, is going to be fairly different.
Our openness is exactly the same.
I'm surprised. I would have assumed you'd be more open to new experiences than I am. Apparently not, though.
Because you closely aligned sees you understand.
Yeah,
whatever.
We're both equally as likely to eat that century egg or whatever.
I've eaten a century egg before.
You've eaten a century egg?
Yeah.
How was it?
I've told this story before.
How was it?
It was bad. It tasted like squid, and I said so loudly.
Dude, squid is delicious.
Squid is not delicious.
When did you eat a century egg?
That would have been back when I was still in California.
Ah.
Thai missionary.
They broiled some for you back in Cali.
They don't broil them. They bury them in the ground and they rot.
Yeah, that's called broiling, Tanner.
It's not true.
Our intellect, Tanner. You're high in intellect. I am average in intellect.
Haha.
I didn't get that 69 though, which is very unfortunate. That is not very nice. Your partner's typical. Because typical people be interested in ideas and abstract concepts.
As curious as the average person.
Exactly.
Cool.
I don't mind and sometimes enjoy being confronted with novel information, Tanner.
Nice. You have a vocabulary of normal breadth and depth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Standard depth. I enjoy complex books as well.
Ooh.
When it comes to the implications of us as a couple, it means that there's a slight difference in one aspect that can be mitigated.
Because you are high in intellect, you will be likely to enjoy discussing ideas with a partner, learning new information, or engaging with abstract constructs. Yeah, we discuss ideas.
Yeah, exactly. We discuss so many ideas.
Partner less interested, that's not true, but will be balanced by practical and immediate topics of conversation.
Yeah, so long as it's conversation, I don't give a gosh darn.
On fiction.
When it comes to our openness, though,
I'm low.
Whew. Whereas I, on the other hand, oh, you see that one coming, Tanner? You ever see that one coming? I'm a high boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're in school for an art, so yeah, I did see that one coming.
Who would have guessed?
Who could have seen this? Somewhat sensitive to color and architectural form.
Oh yeah, dude, I don't care about architecture. Architecture's stupid.
They can appreciate art or beautiful crafts.
That's true, I can do that.
Sometimes enjoy collecting, but rare for them to pursue it passionately.
That's also true. I collect Pokemon cards and rocks and bottle caps when I was a child. I don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Now it's just about collecting.
Wait, this is the end?
Dosh.
Holy shit.
It is the end. We made it.
The partner, slightly different aspect. Unlikely to need creative outlet, while your partner may enjoy having one. It won't be central to either of your lives. Your partner is likely to be able to appreciate beauty and art, but won't be obsessed with them. You will be less likely to notice these things. You're slightly less likely to daydream or reflect on your partner. Neither of you is very likely to have strange mental experiences. What does that mean?
It means that neither of us are psychos, Tanner.
Gotcha. Although
Yeah.
your partner may have these experiences from time to time, you're not particularly likely to be attracted to new ideas, new age ideas, occult ideas, or other non-mainstream ideas having to do with spirituality, but your partner may dabble in them. You gonna be a witch?
I'd say a dabble here and there. I enjoy learning about it, but I don't practice it personally.
Yeah, people are low in this aspect of openness are unlikely to experiment with drugs, in particular psychedelic drugs. Your partner will have a typical propensity to experiment with drugs, but your influence may make them less likely to do so. Have I discouraged you from doing drugs, Nico?
Considering I have not done any yet, I'd say you're very successful so far, Tanner.
I did it. They should make me the dare lion. Replace the dare lion with me. Well, we did it.
We did it. Now we know everything about our psychology and what we would be like as a couple, Tanner.
Yeah, we're an ideal couple. You should break up with your girlfriend right now. Or do a poly thing where you date me and your girlfriend. And I also date your girlfriend.
I don't like that idea, Tanner. I don't like that woman.
Go ahead and pitch that to her. See what she thinks of it.
You got it. I'll be sure to do so.
Is the answer no? I have a feeling it will be.
You'll be finding out in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.